fair. I do not know that this is preferable to the parachute. I think it's useful for traversing longer distances. I don't think it's better for construction purposes. I'm gonna keep it on me though. It's still, whoops. Still a good thing to have handy. Alright. Why is that an invalid place? Oh, because there's a thing in the way. That first then. Upload material more. Yeah. That's what we're going to build our foundation plate on top of. This is where this is useful. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Nice. Oh, my coffee's out. Bah. I'm looking at where to put these little peats. It's got these little peats that just sort of sit like this. Little peats. Got little peats on the ground. Alright. So there is plant 1. Now we find out whether this is a stupid idea. Going to have to revisit. Alright, gotta go get some rubber. Can I get up there? Can I get up there? I can. Rubber's something we're producing a whole lot of, so I'm hoping that there's... Oh. Okay, good. What how Ashley's doing? Yes, sir. Hope she's alright. Not that last time I spoke to her she was doing particularly poorly. In fact, she was having a blast the last time I remember, but... I would say contrary to popular belief, but it's not actually anyone's popular belief that I don't absolutely love my community. So I do miss people when they're busy, like not able to come around. I just realized something. I was gonna have these pointed the other way for it to be easier to get the pipes in. I still do that. That going to be possible? Nah, it's fine. It actually doesn't matter now I think about it. I've been planning this build for a little while. The only thing that's going to be a little bit of a problem is that it's not going to be it's not going to be like at 100% efficiency right at the get-go until we research those Mark II pipelines. But as soon as we have them, it's gonna, like, everything out here is gonna be working at 100% capacity. And a lot of the stuff I'm doing here is just getting the baseline set up and then kind of beautifying it, because I have some really cool plans on how to make this look really fucking good as well. Yeah, if I say so myself. Alright, so that's first sector. This should be the second here. Hi! I'm doing okay, Crab. How are you? You may notice, Crab, that you have mod privileges now. Congratulations, you've been conscripted. You want to come join the call? Yep, you have power now. I expect you to be fair, but firmly cruel. gotta eat or clean yourself? I'd say I'm disappointed, but I honestly have no moral high ground. But take care of yourself. Then you can come back. Yeah, in the get it. I know the zone. I know the zone well. I have parking tickets for being too long in the zone. Where the fuck am I putting these? Hold on. I figured this out on the first one by accident. Eh. I guess I'm just going to... Okay, so that's the... This is the side point. Which means that this is the mid. Okay. Should have his little peas. Yeah, right. One, two, three, and then on the fourth one is where it has to be. So here. I'm very confused. You know what? I'm gonna just color this one. There. That's the edge. There. These little peats are gonna end up being... Can't be right. Ah! There. Perfect. That's it. That's the kind of clearance we're looking for. Oh, okay, that was a long way to go for me to be confused by my own work. It's got to be set up right, you see, because otherwise it won't all fit together. Damn. Okay, and there. So I think I should mention that I did all of the math for this while like going to sleep for the past past 2 nights, ever since we last left off in Satisfactory. Imagine, if you will, that I'm just laying there, and the only thing going through my head is like, okay, how much fuel is this making, and how far can I stretch that, and what will happen if I move it to here? Like, figuring out, like, production goals and stuff like that. Because this, like, I love doing engineering math. Love it. Absolutely love it. And so, I will spend an inordinate amount of time just doing the math for this game. And I'm glad that I'm playing this with Jane and on stream, because otherwise this is all I would be doing. Like, if I still had a job where it was pulling chunks of my soul out every single day, I would come home and I would just do this. It is a huge privilege that I get to play it with you guys, essentially for money. Which reminds me, we finally had to make the step where I have to talk to an accountant. Because we've been paying taxes we didn't need to. Because we've not been selling physical products, I've been paying thousands of dollars in sales tax that we didn't actually have to pay for. Now, if we start selling things at cons and stuff like that, I'm going to have to start, like, we've got to keep track of that and pay it off. Because, you know, paying taxes is how we make our business, kind of help everyone, ostensibly. As a responsible citizen, I believe in a robust tax code. But yeah, we were making so little money off of our, like, random sales, and doing such little business on, like, other things that, because Patreon is kind of exempt from sales tax, because you're not selling like a you're not selling a good of substantial, like, there's no permanent good transfer there. It's essentially busking. And the amount of money we're making off of Patreon apparently doesn't cover the tax code for like corporation tax. So yeah, I have to speak to an accountant, basically, is the fun part. And that's when this is the main thing I say when people are like, oh, it's, you know, you work out, you do a bunch of writing and play video games, so it's nice to have a hobby. And I'm like, it's not a fucking hobby, I pay tax on it. That's the moment it stops being a hobby. It starts being a profession. And as a professional entertainer, professional raconteur, honestly, because raconteur sounds a little more official. Where would we be without our vicious titles? that's one too far over, that's why. Put that in the wrong spot. Over again. Yeah, the American taxation system is, the American taxation system is weird. It is multi-layered, Byzantine, and requires the services of a highly paid professional to figure it out. So by which I mean that the American taxation system is the most fucking American thing I've ever seen. And the most infuriating part is that it, broadly speaking, works. You know, until you get people who decide they don't want to pay it. I think the most like the most praise I can give the IRS is that they've made they are so good at their jobs that billionaires lobby for a new tax code and spend a bunch of money on, you know, making new laws that they can create loopholes in, than simply not paying their taxes, which is how it's done in a lot of other countries where there is no like enforcement body as powerful as the IRS. Can't stop me, I have an army of lawyers. Yes, we have the IRS. Unlike all of America's three-letter agencies, the more obscure they are, the more you need to be worried when their armed agents come knocking on your door. Did you know the US Postal Service has an armed enforcement division? Oh, it does. That's how you know you're done fucked up. Because I don't think, like, in the UK, the posties are not gonna come a knocking, right? Here come the milkmen. Oh my god, yeah, the fucking USDA sends armed agents to you. It's like, you fucked up. What did you do to the milk? Like, I would absolutely write a satirical comic about, like, armed enforcement agents of the FDA. Had someone not already beaten me to the punch with a frankly amazing comic book series called Chew, which is just that. Yeah, if you've never heard of a comic book series called Chew, Files of the FDA, you're missing out. You should look it up. It's really funny. There's the 28th one. Just in front of that. Oh, please. Please don't run out of concrete here. Sorry, I can just wait. There we go. Not sure why I lifted my head to look look around things when I, like, the, yeah. Like, I was looking over there, I was, like, moving my head to look around those struts, like... Ooh. out to that shredder. The bus line down here and then around. Alright, we need a bunch more concrete, a bunch more metal. Because now we've got to build the second layer for... Well, we've got a lot to do actually, because between all of these on the ground floor, it's going to be a walkway area for like visual inspection around here. And then inside this cavity area, where I'm going to put more plate down, is going to be a series of batteries, capacitors. So that the grand idea being that we will never run out of power again, so long as this thing is functioning. Also means that I need a bunch of stuff. Encased industrial beams, modular frames, and wire. All of those can be found at Jane Mart. Jane's Builder Supply, which is also going to be at some point where a train runs through and dumps a lot of stuff in. So the best viewers thing, the best viewers messages that we used to get a lot of, I'm still getting them, but they're just being like wrecked by the auto mod, because I've taught it how to recognize that. By the way, if you ever get a message... Hi, Geeky! Welcome! If you ever get a message from us that's like, hey, would you like some... Would you like some art or for your thing? Please message me immediately and tell me that we've been hacked, because we won't do that. Why is this lit up now and it wasn't earlier? Jane has not been on, so far as one knows. Don't believe we have a modular frame factory set up over here yet either. Oh, thank you! I'm glad you enjoyed it! That was a lot of fun to film. Like, it's always fun to be on Can Draw Horses Club, but that one was especially fun, just getting to talk about, like, how I designed stuff. I don't believe there's concrete in its area, is there? No bloody unmarked one, maybe? Nope. No concrete in this builder's yard, I'm gonna have to go elsewhere for it. That's limestone. Ah, I see. I can grab 2 bags of it at least. Two stacks, I should say. Bags of concrete. I'll have to go find it. What's Jane doing? It's fine. Well, I'd get in the fucking pipe first, eh? Get in the pipe, as he. Jane will have to do it again. Did you play along at home, Geeky? Did you make one? And did my blathering on literary theory help you with your craft? I guess is the questions I would ask. Ah, look at it down there. Industry. Really broke my legs again. Gonna be a lot of valves involved in this setup, which is why the pipe doing templates can be useful. Hell yeah. I should really do a CDHC on how to write like serials, like a really long form story. Not only because I feel like that would be an interesting topic, but because like I need to learn more on that subject as well. And if there's anything I learned from being on this last time, forcing myself to sit down and research a bunch of things actually helps me kind of learn like on the fly as well. So because it was originally going to be a talk about how to build medieval cities. And then, after doing a bunch of research, I realized I had not a single fucking clue what I was talking about. And so instead of doubling down and pretending I was an expert, I decided to do the sensible thing and sheepishly message Corey and say, hey, turns out I have no idea. It turns out I fucking lied to you. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and I need to switch my topic. And she was just like, yeah, it's fine. Fortunately. I'm not sure what I would have done if she'd been like, no, this is the talk you said you'd give. Figure it out. Corey is a wonderful person. Right. I get a pipe valve on that. So I can. Valve needs to be set to 40 a minute and no further. That will receive 20 a minute. Valves, they work. It's them. Okay. Let's figure out where we want our walls to be. Well, so here's the thing about what I learned about medieval city construction was that, like, the one rule is that there are no rules. You often find, like, organic constructions being built around, like, water sources, but that's not always the case. Sometimes towns just pop up for no fucking reason. Or rather, like, they pop up for a reason that's, like, either not adequately recorded, or they pop up for, like, an extremely niche reason that exists for about 100 years and then goes away. But unlike the American West, where you get, like, ghost towns, because like they popped up around an industry that doesn't exist there anymore. You get like these settlements that just sort of adapt and change to something else, and then like you have towns that were like wiped out during the plague, and then were rebuilt again by like an entirely new generation of people for an entirely different purpose. And it is the weirdest, most confusing, like, most human nonsense I've ever seen. That can actually be twice as wide, I think. Yeah, we can expand that to 2. And like, I'd initially gone in to my research all gung-ho, thinking, I'm pretty sure I know what this is, so let me just, you know, check my hypothesis to make sure it's correct. And unfortunately, I'm a rather scrupulous scientist. So instead of just peddling a bullshit theory and hoping no one would notice, by drawing a conclusion first and then picking the facts to paint around it, I foolishly decided to have a modicum of common sense and not peddle misinformation on the internet. Before you give me a, oh, well done you, sort of thing, a reminder that you don't get a fucking medal for doing the bare minimum. So yes, instead of opening my mouth and creating a brand new generation of stupid people, I decided to actually, like, do a bunch of research. By the time I'd realized that everything I know is wrong, it was far too late for me to have finished that research in time for the Canterbury Horses Club. Another piece of research that a piece of completely, like, ancillary research that I didn't even mean to do, though, led me to an extremely strange and hilarious discovery, which is that coconuts do in fact migrate. Eggs and water for tea. You can't make tea with eggs. But yeah, so it turns out that the the coconut is not native to pretty much every. Yeah, they just fall into the ocean and just bob their way somewhere new and put down roots. It's so wild. Like they're not they're native to like the original like mitochondrial Eve for that plant is in Asia, right? Like as far as we could tell, they just dumped themselves in the Caribbean and just wafted in on the tide, which is the most Caribbean I think any plant could ever be. They decided that they wanted to waste away in Margaritaville. Each one of these can hold 100 megawatts. Yeah, just weirdo wandering vagabonds. They just sort of show up in places. Yeah, animal species did it too. Actually, no, it would have to be over here. Sorry, how things? All the water in there. Neat, crack it open. God, one of the coolest things that I like ever accidentally discovered while doing research is finding out how like Polynesian sailors figured out where all the currents and tides were and like how they communicated that information. Because like Moana tells about some of it, right? Like the, you know, the kind of stick frame. Yeah, like, shit's wild to me. Yeah. You'll be able to investigate these now. Yeah, I know we're in ads, it's fine.